When we interviewed you last, this was in October, and you said your album was written, was ready to go. You were just waiting on kind of management, and then here we are, 9 months later, and it's about to be released. It will be released by the time this interview goes out. How do you feel about it, man?
Feeling pretty good about it. I don't know whether we ended up changing a few things or not since we last spoke. But yeah, it feels really good to be out, and it feels like it is sort of the right time to bring this album out because we've done a lot of different things, and since we last spoke, a lot of touring, and now that we're really able to concentrate on the release of this album and do a few more music videos, I don't know, it just feels like it is kind of the right time to release it. It feels good.
Does it feel kind of jarring to go from, because you had a really intense tour as well at the time?
Yeah, it's pretty I can't believe the change of pace. And this year was supposed to be like the busiest that we'd done, really. We did 103 shows last year, and this one was kind of gearing up to be even more. And, there were certain parts of the tour that I didn't even think were possible to achieve logistically. We'd be playing in Milan or something, and then 2 days later we had to be in Philadelphia in the States, and it would be like that surely that's not even possible, let alone being able to do it and catch up on some sleep along the way. Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety that was going to come with that tour, so I guess it's pretty interesting just being able to reset and really concentrate on this album coming out, and we're even writing some more music and just freshen up and really appreciate the live shows. I think we were just doing show after show, and then when you're not doing those at all, you just can't believe we ever played in front of a few thousand people. It just seems so surreal right now.
Yeah, because you've been doing the real small shows at the Oxford Art Factory, eh?
Yeah, which have been interesting. So we've done 3 nights of that. We did 6 shows in 3 nights. They're fun. The first one was a bit weird. Everyone's sitting down. You don't really know what the vibe is like. It's kind of like they're all just sitting there and staring at you in between songs, and it's quite silent. It feels like you're really exposed. But I don't know, by the third night, or even by the second night, it was just super fun. We sort of had got used to that setting.
After the first, or just before the first show, were you feeling excited to go back to performing live, or did it feel kind of does this even count as a live show with everyone sitting down?
No, it's really exciting. Yeah, especially because we're playing new songs, and it feels better than before because we're playing new songs, and I think everyone's been playing a lot of music, and we're more enthusiastic than ever. So it feels kind of like we're playing better, which is surprising. Yeah, it also feels like these are just sort of shows that are gearing up to something that'll be bigger and grander at some point in the future.
You're doing 2 shows a night as well. Do you find that you've had to kind of change some of the songs in particular in terms of doing the shows so it's less draining on you guys? Or maybe even songs that just don't quite work the same in that setting?
I mean, there's a few songs that we don't play, but they're kind of older ones, not that easy. Example is really tough on Lou's voice, and if we play that twice a night, he's just going to lose his voice, and we wouldn't be able to keep doing them. We're sort of taking it easy, and just the fact that everyone's sitting down, it feels more like a cabaret performance. It kind of makes you not push too hard.
Yeah.
We'll have a cup of tea instead of a beer sometimes,
That's the vibe, you've got to.
Yeah.
Talking about your album, it's about to come out. There are some, I've already listened to it, by the way, real cool tracks constantly going on, and some real interesting, cool sounds as well, like the kazoo solo. I'm sure lots of people have brought it up to you. And the kookaburra and Screw Loose. Lots of crazy sounds. Are these you and Louis' ideas, or is it the producer's idea saying, hey, it would be cool if we add this sound and this sound?
No, these are our ideas that we sort of put in there, and we think that people are going to say that it's stupid and we should take those ideas out of the out of the songs at some point, but then no one really ever says that it's too stupid to be in there. I think when we were in the early days of our band, people would worry about, like, what's our sound and are we too weird for radio or things like that. And now people just let us do whatever they want to do. So having a kazoo solo in there, like, that was originally just meant to be a filler, like a reference for another solo of some sort, you know, trombone solo or something, but just always stayed in there as a kazoo solo.
Yeah, it was Dave Hammer who produced it, right?
Yeah. He's good. He just pushes the boundaries, and he's super enthusiastic about just pushing it to the next level and getting weird.
Yeah, is there anything that he's brought in that you guys have been like, whoa, that's a pretty kind of weird idea, but we'll go with it?
Well, yeah, of course. Like, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. All I can think of is the new music that we're sort of working on now, where we'll have an idea and he'll just kind of push it to the next level. But like a lot of the gear that he brings in are sort of toys that we can really play with. We had a tap piano, which was really cool. Originally, we had this piano part in one of our songs called "Can't Take All the Blame," and he ended up getting a hold of like a tap piano, or we went to the studio with a tap piano, which is like thumb tap on all of the hammers of the piano, and like it's just, you know, just turned that song into sounding like it came out of a toy shop or something. So, yeah, it's really cool.
We talk about the theme of the album as the whole self-help psychiatrist session. How far into development of the album were these themes kind of expressed and wanting to be developed more on?
It was sort of like probably halfway through the lyrics or something. We had more songs. We had more than 14 songs in the album. We had like 17 that we were working on. So we were kind of like workshopping these lyrics kind of halfway through the whole production, and realized that like, oh, okay, maybe we should swivel back to these 14 songs that all sort of feel like they belong on an album together, and sort of run with those. And I don't know, we just sort of felt like we had this theme throughout, that it's like life lessons in a way of our experiences over the last 3 years, and quite opinionated, especially about things that we like or dislike, or about society and what we've learned over the last, since our last album anyway. So, I don't know, self-help tapes are quite opinionated and contradictory, just like our album is. You know, people that aren't so perfect telling you what to do. So that's us, really.
Thanks for having another yarn with me again, man. I hope to see you on the shores sooner rather than later. I know that there are a few Aussie acts announced for like the end-of-year festivals, which is, I think, quite hopeful. Hopefully we can see you very, very soon, man. Have another yarn.
Dude, hopefully. That'd be awesome. But we'll be over there as soon as we can. We've got like a penciled in run of dates for September, so if that all goes ahead, then sweet.